ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Superintendent Dr. David Lewis, Citywide Athletic Director Kendall Mills, Parks and Recreations, and the entire staff and management of A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium, welcome to tonight's matchup between the visitors on the scoreboard, the Jordan Red Jackets, and the home team tonight, the Columbus Blue Devils. Before the introduction of the starting lineups, we have a few reminders. Your ticket gains you access only into the game and is not a pass to leave and re-enter the stadium. We remind you that Memorial Stadium is a smoke, tobacco, alcohol, and litter-free facility. If you have trash, please place it in one of the trash receptacles around the stadium. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Also, we'd like to remind you that the student section is now adjacent to the band. So if you are sitting beside the band and want to move to have a more clear view of the game without obstruction from the dedicated student fan section, please feel free to do so at this time. Now, if you will, please direct your attention to center field for the Columbus High Blue Devils JROTC color guard. It consists of, carrying the American flag, Cadet Sergeant Jamarcus Totten. Carrying the state flag, Cadet Sergeant First Class Mim Nugent. Carrying the battalion colors is Cadet Sergeant Major Bryce Cornett. And the rifle guards are Cadet Sergeant Emerson Chinchilla and Cortavia Patchen. At this time, gentlemen, please stand and remove your headgear. And fans, if you will join them for the playing of the national anthem by the Columbus High Blue Devil Marching Band.
And welcome to A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium here in Columbus, Georgia. Since 1937, these two teams have met. The oldest rivalry in Columbus was Jordan Red Jackets coming in to take on the Columbus Blue Devils. Rick Beach and Mike Frost on the call tonight. Mike, what are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm looking forward to see what Jordan comes out with the homecoming game. You know, Jordan's going to come out, see how they come out strong or not. It's been a long time. They got to get the win here against Columbus. Columbus starting off good this year, 2-0 so far with big wins over Miller County and Randolph Clay. Let's see if Jordan can come out and try to get something started on offense with that spread.
Yes, the outer region schedule, Jordan winless thus far. And, yeah, Columbus coming in red hot, winning their 2 games. They got this high-powered offense led by Andrew Smith, the quarterback, run the spread. You'll see him running around. Then you got the opposite style offense with Jordan, going to be more of an option type wing T. We see it's going to be Zachariah Meadows leading the charge for those. As a Jordan running out onto the field, Columbus still waiting to go through their tunnel and break through the banner. It's fun to see this high school football, Mike. We see these teams run through the banners still.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing about Fridays, man. They don't make movies and TV shows about this stuff for no reason, you know. Everybody wants to come out. It brings the town together. I mean, heck, we're in our 40s, and there's still rivalries between, you know, guys that we grew up with, you know. So it's good to have them out here on Friday night. There's just something special about it.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. It's going to be Jordan and Columbus after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And welcome back. As you see the captains out at midfield. You see it for Columbus, Will Seals, Zach Wampler, Woody Holland, and Andrew Smith. Over there for Jordan across the way. Right now we got Antonio Oliver going to be the running back, Jameer Crummy, the running back and linebacker. And it looks like Jamar Crocker, the senior running back for Jordan's the captains for them. Mike, you see them out here as Columbus wins the toss, and they're going to defer. When you think about a team with a wing T as Jordan does, talk about their offensive game plan coming into this.
Well, it's going to be all about ball control, especially, you know, you got 2 teams right now that go both ways, especially. You got a lot of kids out here that don't really come off the field except maybe on special teams. So it's going to be huge for that wing T offense in order to have ball control, keep it out of Columbus's hands as much as possible, especially with their quarterback's dynamic ability back there through the air and on the ground.
And that's what Jordan's going to look to do as they come out here for this opening kickoff. They're going to try to get it and just take the air out of the ball and, you know, just take the time off, try to score and leave Columbus as little time as possible. And that starts even with the opening kickoff. You think you got 12 minutes. They're going to try to start eating that clock and trying to get 3.3 per carry.
Yeah.
And rock and roll that way. You see Jordan getting ready to get already back there is Antonio Oliver. And trying to see who the other guy is going to be on the far side. Looks like that's going to be Jamar Crocker. Oldest rivalry, mentioned that in this stadium. It was 100 years ago last month that they voted on and, you know, started building this historic stadium, built in the memory of the individual from Columbus, Georgia that died in World War I. Don't get as much action as the other stadiums here in the last few years, but it's still a historical part, and it's always something special to play here in this stadium, and it's super fun to see this rivalry make it to this stadium, ain't it, Mike?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you think about all the huge games that have gone here, even back in the day when it was Auburn and Georgia playing in this same stadium. Now you've had Fort Valley State, Albany State, Tuskegee Morehouse, and then you got all these storied rivalries going around locally with Muskogee County schools. So it's great to see that even though it's not used as it was, it's still a big facility as far as local.
And here goes Isaiah Virgil to kick us off, and we're underway in the rivalry. It's going to go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Remember, high school rules, once the ball touches the front line, it's a touchback. Cannot bring it out, and this is where Jordan will start on the 20. And if you're keeping a tally how many times, you go ahead and say before the first play of the game, 1. Jordan, black helmets, black pants, and white tops. See Columbus in the all blues with the white helmet. And here comes Jordan up to the line. We mentioned the wing tee. There they go, right into it. Meadows under center, going to be a man in motion. Going to hand it to the man in motion. He's going to cut up, go to the outside. And Jamar Crocker got 5 yards. And, Mike, that's just what you're looking for in this offense.
Oh, exactly. 4 or 5 yards of play. That was a good job there, getting that pulling guard outside and kind of sealing that lane. He was able to get upfield, at least get halfway through to get to the first down. So all they need is 4 or 5 yards of play, and they can chew this clock up like we talked about earlier.
The play clock already down to 20 seconds. They're just now they're coming out of the huddle. This is just what they run. And Meadows back under. This time hand it to the motion man again. It gives the man out in front. And he's going to gain about 2.5 right there. And looks like that was Oliver on the carry. Going to bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, good job by Mike Fox on the edge there, getting off of that block and making that tackle, even though it looked like he had been sealed off, but he was able to reach back behind him and get the running back down before he can get the first down.
Here comes Jordan back up to the line, kind of where you want to be with this offense on 3rd and short. This time they're going to hand it again on the motion to Oliver. He breaks through, breaks another tackle down across the 35. They're going to get him down to about the 37, and that's a first down for the Red Jackets.
Yeah, great start so far on the offense. That was a good misdirection play with the wing tee. You got everybody going in motion one way, the wing back coming back the other way on a counter, catching the Columbus defense off guard.
And here we go. Back to the line. First down for Jordan. No motion man, just going to be another handoff. Try to dig up the middle. Nice play by Columbus. But Jordan still manages to get 3.5 yards on that carry.
Yeah, they're coming out strong. You got some good push coming off on the offensive line so far for Jordan. Let's see if they can keep this going throughout the game. I know it's early. First drive, you probably got a little bit of a skit drawn up as far as the plays you want to run. So let's see if they keep this going, keep that momentum, get closer to midfield.
Yeah, and you think the better they do, the more energy that gives that offensive line, the confidence they gain to try to keep getting that push. As here comes Jordan back up. Crummy on the carry. They're going to put on the 44. Bring up a 3rd down and medium for the Red Jackets.
Yeah, good leg drive on that one to be able to break a couple tackles and at least get something positive out of that, making it a 3rd and short with this run-oriented offense.
Yeah, and you got to think, the closer you get to midfield and the shorter the distance, the more likelihood of going for it on 4th down for Coach McDaniels. Here they come running up to the line. Meadows gets under center. See if they bring anybody in motion. They don't. He fumbles the snap. It's going to be picked up by the running back. And disaster for Jordan on that play. As you're looking to gain just a little something, you could go for it on 4th down. And you fumble the snap. And it brings up a 4th down. They don't. He fumbles the snap. It's going to be picked up by the running back. And disaster for Jordan on that play. As you're looking to gain just a little something, you could go for it on 4th down. The team, if they can get this on 4th down, and coach is going to call timeout. And we'll take it with him here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
And Jordan's still over there talking, Mike. And you got to look at it right here. This is saying 4th and 6 on the board. You're here at the 42-yard line. It looks like they're still going for it. You like this call?
Yeah, might as well be aggressive first thing. I mean, I know it's the first drive of the game, and you don't want to do anything too wild. But right now, I mean, it's just roll the dice and push your boys.
It's Meadows under center. Here comes the man in motion. They're going to hand it to the motion man, but right there is Andrew Furtick with the tackle. And this high-powered Columbus offense is going to take over at about the 40-yard line. And for Jordan, you did get some push. You got some yardage on that drive, but the fumble snap really just nicked the whole drive, didn't it?
Yeah, it deflated it right there. And then, I mean, they tried to run the same play they had pretty good success on, but Furtick just did a good job of shedding that block and holding his edge right there, and the running back had nowhere to go.
And here comes Andrew Smith at quarterback. Going to be in a little pistol formation, running back about a yard behind him. There goes the man in motion, Grant Gerger, and let's see what we got here. Now they're ready. Going to be a handoff right there to Mike Fox. And he's going to drive in and get about 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. Look like a little zone play right there, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like because the quarterback looked like he kind of rode it throughout and saw that key man. He was eyeing that defensive end and decided to just keep the ball in the belly of the running back and let him get those 4 yards right there.
Again, same little formation. This time it's going to be Glover in motion. They're going to give it back to Fox again. He's going to get the first down and get about 4 or 5 more after that. It'll be a first down here about the 27-yard line for Columbus as the Blue Devils already knocking on the door of the red zone.
Yeah, it's going to be they're just trying to use power right now, kind of push those guys downfield for Jordan. Kind of establish that run game so they can open it up a little bit more later on.
And you can see Columbus having a size advantage at the line of scrimmage. Smith drops back this time. He's looking down here. High pass. Going to be dropped over there by Joel Fedor. And that'll bring up 2nd down. It wasn't a bad idea to go for a pass right there, Mike, on the first down on that play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would have proved very beneficial because nobody was over there covering him on that end. I'm not sure what happened with the coverage there. It was blown. Just a slight overthrow by the quarterback, or else that would have been 6.
Fox still in at running back. And this time they're going to fake it to him, go over the middle. Nice throw. Fox still in at running back. And this time they're going to fake it to him, go over the middle. Nice throw and catch right there. Breaks a tackle. He's into the end zone. That's going to be Will Seals in Columbus. Just like that on the board, 6-0.
Yeah, big play there. They set it up with those 2 run plays coming off, and they just did a play action on that one, and he was wide open in the middle on that little skinny post out of the slot. And great job breaking that tackle and spinning off of it to get into the end zone.
Yeah, that yards after catch right there is really good by Seals. And it looked like Columbus had the touchdown the play before, had the drop, went right back with Smith, this time over the middle. And here comes Virgil for the extra point. He boots that thing up on top of the locker room, and it's 7.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And welcome back. Rick Beach, Mike Frost with you at historic Memorial Stadium for a historic rivalry. Blue Devils already on the board, up 7-0 on Jordan. And don't forget, at the end of this game, we'll have the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. And Columbus already trying to have some offensive players vying for that early in this matchup, Mike.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, the running backs done a great job with those 2 runs, setting up that big pass. So, yeah, I mean, right now you've got 3 athletes on the offensive side doing their job to put their name in the hat.
There you see Isaiah Virgil. He lines up and kicks it. His first one was a touchback. And look at that weapon right there Columbus has. And, you know, we mentioned pregame, this Columbus team 2-0, looking to make the playoffs. And when you got a weapon like that right there, your kicker can kick it into the end zone. That's a huge weapon, especially when you start thinking about some close ball games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it nullifies the return game from the other team, especially when you get to these, you know, the big athletes. Once you get in the playoffs, get later on in the rounds, you're going to play a lot better athletes on that side of the ball. So you can just keep the ball out of the skill players' hands by putting it into the end zone for touchbacks. That stops a lot of that and keeps that field possession down.
Virgil doing that for Columbus. Here comes Jordan. And it's Meadows again under center. He's going to go to the motion man, Antonio Oliver. He's going to go through. Look like the ball hit the ground. Columbus says they got it. We turn our attention to the striped shirts, and they say it as well. And it looked like that wobbly wheel might be ready to fall off early in this game. Is this going to be Columbus ball right here at the 22-yard line, Mike?
Yeah, not how you wanted to answer after that initial touchdown. That third down fumble by the quarterback on the snap kind of nullified that first drive, and then to start off your next drive with a fumble on the first play, giving them back the ball near the red zone is not a recipe for a victory.
Yes, it looked like Columbus going to try to take advantage of getting the ball on their side of the field again, this time at the 22. Smith in the shotgun, Fox behind him. High snap, going to hand it to Grant, the little wide receiver. He's going to get spun down, but he's going to get about 7 yards on that one. They're going to bring up second down and short. And Columbus is inside the red zone. Here, when Jordan needed that drive, they needed that possession to eat some of that clock, let some players get some rest. And you make it one play in and you fumble it. That's just a recipe for a disaster. And they're going to look for somebody to try to make a play and get that ball back right here. As it's second down, Smith in this little pistol formation with Fox behind him. Another man in motion. He's going to hand it on the opposite side, and nobody in white shirts around him. And that's going to be Rashawn Glover. And he's going to get the handoff and the touchdown. And it's going to be a 13-0 lead for Columbus early. And you can see this offense can hit you from all angles, Mike.
Oh, exactly. I mean, right now it's already going to be a 2-score lead. They've only ran 6 plays on offense. So let's see if Jordan can kind of answer, have a, adjust on defense and make some calls here.
And you saw that handoff. They've been running on them little receivers coming in motion. That time they faked it, and that ball almost got blocked. But Virgil, the outstanding kicker for Columbus, squeezes it around the guy coming in and got it for extra point. It's 14-0 Columbus. And, Mike, you look back down there for Jordan, and now is where you're just begging someone on that offense make a play and get some momentum back on that Red Jacket sideline.
Oh, yeah, it's going to come down to basically right now, if you look at the first 2 possessions, it's going to come down to holding on to the ball. Because when they actually get the ball and hold on to it, they've been able to get upfield 4 or 5 yards at a time. So long as they can keep from turning it over, they can have some kind of success on the offensive side.
Yeah, that's what we're expecting to see. Even when the fumble that second time, when the running back fumbled the ball, they still had a short gain. So you're getting positive yards.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was a 3-yard. They had 3-yard gain on that fumble on the first play of that nice possession. So yeah, they're not getting stuffed so much. It's just mistakes on their own end.
Virgil going to kick it back off, and it's Crocker and Oliver deep for Jordan. standing on the 3-yard line as they wait on this ball. And here comes Virgil. The ball set up on the 40. He booms that one down. It's going to go into the end zone again. Another touchback. And it's going to be Jordan football at the 20-yard line as they look to get some momentum back with this drive. And, you know, it's not always just one big play to get that momentum. Sometimes a sustainable drive, hitting some, you know, converting some third downs kind of gets that momentum back to you.
Oh, exactly. It'll swing back your way. It's just getting that confidence back up. Right now, as long as they don't hang their head, it's still early in the ball game. They still have a shot to at least make this a game at this point, put it in the end zone. You're only down one score halfway through the first quarter right now, so they still got plenty of time to go.
Meadows under center. Going to hand it off to Oliver, coming back around. He gets to the outside. He's at the 30, the 40. Here he goes to the 50. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds at the Columbus, say, 40-yard line. And a big play right there for Jordan as they gain about 30 yards on that carry.
Yeah, they had that Columbus defense all flowing one side as everybody shifted to one way, and then they had the counter back on the other side, and he was just wide open on the edge, taking off down the sideline for that huge gain. Great way to start off this drive for the Jordan Red Jackets.
And it's exactly a 40-yard gain on the first play, and that can get this Jordan offense rolling, they hope. Here they come, same formation. Nobody in motion. Going to hand it off right up the middle. And there he goes, getting about 4 yards. That's going to be Crummy, the running back, coming up the middle. And we have a timeout on the field. It's going to be a Jack Houston Memorial Hospital injury timeout. We'll take it with them here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Stadium as we have a Jack Houston Memorial injury timeout still going on the field. Mike, you saw Jordan coming across, had that 40-yard gain. Then they get positive yards right here on first play. They're at 2nd and 6 when we come back after this injury. And this Jordan offense, you know, when it looked like all things were going bad, you're down 7-0, you fumble it, one play in, you know, 2 plays in, Columbus scores. But they answered right back. You got to be proud of that Jordan offense.
Oh, yeah, they're not good. They haven't hung their head yet. They know they're still in this fight right now, and those kids are really playing hard. You hate to see one of the offensive linemen. I mean, the depth ain't really there right now for Jordan as is. But to see one of your starting offensive linemen go down, I believe that was Justin Ramos. Yeah, they're still getting 3-4 yards of play right now, at least on their shorter gains. As long as they just hold on to the ball, they can keep driving this thing downfield against the Blue Devil defense.
And this is where they had that fumble snap on the third down and distance right here. It's 3rd and 3. They like to get, even if you don't get the first down, get 1 or 2, then give yourself a chance on 4th down. Meadows under center. He's going to hand it back off to Crocker, and he's going to get that 2 yards. Going to bring up a 4th and 1. And Jordan, they know they got to get the ball to the 30-yard line. And you look at it, the tail of the ball is touching the 31, Mike, so you're really less than a yard right here.
Oh, yeah, this is one of those things where you get your offensive lineman, you tell them, look, we are bound to get this 1 yard. You have to get this first down. That's what this whole offense is built on, is running the ball, so it's y'all's job to make sure we get across.
Here we go. It's going to be Crocker right behind Meadows. It's going to be a push on the quarterback. Meadows trying to drive in there. I don't think he got it. Columbus driving him the other way. They're celebrating already. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. And, Mike, I love the aggressiveness to go for it, but I was thinking the way Crocker and Oliver and them boys been carrying the ball, that would have been a good time to go to them.
Oh, exactly. I'd like to see more of that misdirection kind of, because it's not really been slow developing on their wing tee. But going up the middle right there, Zach Clay just stood it up and just walled off that whole defensive line. They weren't able to get past the line of scrimmage and just got stalemated.
Yeah, I'd like to see an athlete in space probably right there for Jordan. Either way, middle makes another man miss. He's holding on and hit from behind and drove down to the ground. He's going to have a good gain. Going to bring up second down. He got it out to about the 36-yard line for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, he basically said it's going to take more than one of y'all to bring me down right now. So
here comes Smith. We haven't seen Fox get the ball. Expect him to get a carry coming up, how good he ran the ball early on. It's going to be a little reverse. And Grieger going in motion. He's out to the outside, across the 50, down to about the 42, 43. And just like that, Columbus is on their end of the field again, Mike.
yeah, they got the run game going. I know we had talked before the game about the athleticism of the quarterback out in open space, but they hadn't really had to use them too much. They're just leaning on those running backs. Kind of got like a tandem running back situation going on back there. 3-4 guys carrying the ball so far for the Blue Devils.
Yeah. And you've seen Glover, then Granger that time, and we know what Fox can do. We've seen him carry it up the gut. So they're just kind of rotating it around. There's Granger in motion again. They're going to fake it to him, roll Smith out. He's looking downfield. Really no pressure. Dumps it off, and it's incomplete. Intended for Will Seals, who had the first touchdown of the game. And you saw right there they got Smith up out of the pocket.
Yeah, they tried to roll him out left. He had a guy open there, but just didn't do what you want to teach your quarterbacks to do, set your feet. He was still kind of drifting off to the left, tried to flick it out there, and just misguided it toward his receiver.
And you think if he'd have been able to hit Seals in the chest, he would have, cut it up and get some more yardage. It brings up 2nd and 10. And there's a whistle flag on the play. Looks like a delay probably got him, and it did. It's going to be a delay game on Columbus. And that backs Columbus up 5 yards. Columbus trying to put this game up 3 possessions with a touchdown or a field goal. We've seen Virgil's leg on the kickoffs, Mike. It'd be fun to see him kick a field goal here. They're still getting late here in the first quarter. Here comes Columbus with Glover in motion. They're going to give it to Fox, it looks like, and he does get it, and he gets a big gain, and he's driven down, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and let's see where they put it, maybe 1 yard to go. So the penalty yardage plus right there, 3rd and 1 it looks like. Nice play right there by Fox. We mentioned he was going to get the ball, and he got it right then. It's just like they could go to him every play, try to get some yards. They want to just spread the love around. There's 3rd down. They say 3 yards. They spot the ball back. Smith with Mike Fox. About said Mike Frost, but that time it's going to be a rollout. Look at Smith, all the green grass in front of him. He's got the first down, hit from behind and drove down to the 21-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from the 21. Now they're still trying to get it together, the 2 officials, to decide where to put it. One said the 22, one said the 21. They're going to put it on the 22. I figured you just split the difference, put it in between, right?
Then it's going, my left or your right? Which one?
Malachi Moore coming into the game, a wide receiver for Columbus. He'll be down here at the bottom. Glover and Granger, little end guys. There's Granger in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Smith going to keep it, run right up the middle. And he spun around. Jordan coming in there. As it looked like it was Jalen Barber, the first one, the freshman linebacker, coming in making a stop for Jordan.
And huge pancake block there. You had Caden Alexander just pretty much just mowed the other guy down, put him into the grass, and opened up that lane for the running back.
Columbus still gained 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 from the 22. For the 18-yard line now. There's a snap. It's going to be a fake. He's going to roll out to his right. He's looking deep. He has a guy underneath. He hits Seals. Seals brought down. Let's see where they spot it. He's going to be close. They're going to put it on the 1-yard line. Be first and goal for the Blue Devils on the 1.
Yeah, that nice little play action, little rollout. They got the touchdown on the first possession with that one. They were able to drag him down, get that knee down on the 1 before he can get across the pylon.
And it looked like he had a wide receiver in the end zone coming open. He chose to go underneath the Seals and almost got it in the end zone anyway. Columbus lines up. Ball on the 1. Here comes a man in motion. They're going to hand it to Fox. He dives. He's in. And Blue Devils early on all over the Red Jackets as it's now 22-0. Here comes Isaiah Virgil to try to put this one through to extend this lead up as it's 20-0. Inside a minute to go here in the first quarter. Don't forget halftime, the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime show with Richard Holdridge, presented by the Beck Center, live at the Beck Center, and be coming to you as we got flags with the offsides on Jordan. You know, sometimes when you see that, Mike, coach will elect to go for it, a 2-point conversion, because you move it up that half the distance, that yard up. Let's see what Coach Peters wants to do for Columbus. He might just want to keep kicking as you see the holder just crawling up.
I just scoot on up a little bit there.
Zach Wampler said he ain't going to bother getting up to move up a little bit. And there's a snap, hold, and kick. You know, I'd be worried if I was Columbus on hitting those huddle cameras up above the locker room. As it's Columbus up 21-0 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And penalty after the kick is going to move the ball to the Columbus, or to the Jordan 45 rather. Maybe Columbus wants to get a little fancy right here.
8 plays, 69 yards, 3 minutes and 24 seconds on the drive.
Let's see if we can put it out past those cameras this time on the kickoff.
And they might try to do a pooch kick kind of thing and try to pin Jordan down deep. You have that opportunity here, kick it high, try to get them to catch it inside the 10 maybe and bring them down.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot so far this season locally as far as those pooch kickoffs, and they've worked out a lot of the time.
And he's just going to boot it to the back of the end zone and through the uprights, and he kicks it through.
I think that would be a point or two if it was Australian rules.
And here comes Jordan. They moved the ball well last time, had the big run, and got to a 4th and short and couldn't get the conversion. As they look here still. If you're Coach McDaniel, you've got to be happy with how the team's moved the ball this game so far.
Yeah, it's just about consistency. They've moved it, it's 3-4 plays. They'll have a good bunch of possessions there getting the ball upfield, and then they'll make they've had 2 fumbles and then not being able to convert that 4th and short.
And there's the handoff up the middle. And it's going to get nothing to do in maybe a yard, as that was Crocker with the carry. Meadows gets the play call, runs in. Ball right at the 22, it looks like. 2nd and 8. Back in this wing offense, under center, hands it off to Oliver. He's trying to make a man miss, and he gets about 1. And it's going to be 3rd down and up short, and that's it. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to flip sides here at A.J. McClung Memorial. It's all Blue Devils. It's 21-0 over Jordan.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best. Stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And here we go, about to be the start of the second quarter. Mike, what do you got to say about that first quarter for Columbus?
They did basically what they wanted to do. I mean, the defense has given up some yards, but they've also caused, a turnover and a turnover on downs to be able to keep this Jordan offense out of the scoreboard. Turn around, able to flip it and get 3 scores in the first quarter, which is exactly what you want to do. Get out.
I'm sorry, I was just going to, keep going on the point. When you're Columbus, you're coming in hot. You've won your first 2 games. You got the momentum. You just have to worry about coming in and kind of laying an egg or playing flat. And absolutely, they have not played that way. They've come out swinging this offense, showing why it's one of the biggest surprises in this area is Columbus in that offense. As here we go, 3rd and 5 for Jordan. Meadows under center. He's going to hand it to Oliver or Crocker on the motion man, and he gets driven out hard. It's going to be 4th down and maybe 4 for Jordan.
It's not really 4-down territory for them either, so it looks like they probably need to kick it away, but I'm not sure if they're going to at this point.
It's all Meadows. He's come running back in, and you're on the 25, 27-yard line here. And you're just asking for trouble giving the ball to Columbus. Meadows comes up under center. Got Crummy behind him. They're trying to get him to jump. They can't. And Coach McDaniel going to call timeout.
I guess come up with some kind of scheme here to get it going. I'm not sure if it's going to be a certain 4th down play or if they're just going to go ahead and kick it away since they couldn't get Columbus to jump off sides.
Yeah, they're going to punt it away. As Michael Lippy coming in. We saw him kicking in pregame. He does have a big leg. It looked like he was sending some nice punts out there. He also does the kickoffs and field goals for the Red Jackets. As we mentioned, this rivalry started in 1937 right here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. It's amazing that it's been played this long.
Yeah, back that first season when they had to walk from the old Columbus Industrial School.
And there's the kick. Going to be bounced and go out of bounds around midfield. And that's going to be where Columbus takes over here early on here in this second quarter. Smith comes out here. We mentioned this offense, Mike. It has been the talk of Columbus this year so far. What have you seen your first time seeing this offense?
I'm impressed by it. They've got some good, stout guys up front that can do a lot as far as moving the ball and pretty much moving the line of scrimmage about 3-4 yards before a running back even gets touched. So they're bound, you want to get at least 3-4 a play minimum, but they're able to get 5-6 minimum right now. And
there's a fake quarterback just going to run it to the outside, getting chased. He's making a man miss, found a crease and got it down the sidelines. 20, 10, end zone, touchdown, Blue Devils. And look at that, is this 27 to nothing here in the second quarter. One play, touchdown drive for Columbus. And right there you can see what you were talking about earlier. They faked it to Fox. You're going to get the bites on that. He goes up the middle, gets the crease on the outside, and there's just nothing but smoke coming from them shoes then.
Oh, yeah, nothing but, what do they call it back then? Whenever it is elbows, and y'all know the other body part.
Virgil coming in, low snap, but that one gets away. And he's 4 for 4 for extra points. And Columbus is 4 for 4 on touchdown drives here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And Virgil gets it lined up. It's going to be Oliver and Crocker to return for Columbus. Virgil just been booting them through the end zone. Columbus on their homecoming has a big turnout here on our side of the field. A lot of people dressed up. Got the homecoming suits going on. And there's the kick. And let's see, that one's going to go into the end zone as well. And will be a touchback. Here comes this Jordan offense. Get ready to run it back in there. We saw the big run. You have Crummy, Oliver, and Crocker, the three running backs going for Jordan. They look like they're just going to have to try to get one of the big plays to hit now.
Yeah, I mean, the wing tee's based off of movement and, deception and missed movement and everything, and trying to catch the defense off guard, but it looks like they're just kind of sticking with basics at this point. That one big play was off of like a reverse counter, so let's see if they try to go back to that and get another big play, get better field position.
Meadows gets under center, Crummy behind him. Oliver and Crocker's your wings. There goes Crocker. It's going to be a reverse on the other side. Not a reverse, but opposite side. And he gets driven down to the ground. So he comes up, as that was Antonio Oliver on the carry. And this Columbus defense. Whoa, we got the lights on now. LED's kicked on. We go with Meadows under center. He's going to hand it right off to Crummy. Nothing doing. As Columbus High was waiting on that one, as looked like Lazarus Figgins coming in there making the tackle.
Yeah, Big Z plugged the hole right there on the defensive line, making sure that he got back there for that tackle for loss and stopping Jordan here, causing that 3rd and long.
You see Big Lazarus right there in the middle, big 77 on your screen. You can see how much of that. That's what you need against this option offense, the wing T. Need a big plug right in the middle. Columbus has that. 3rd and 8, ball on the 27. He's going to roll out looking to throw it, and he throws it into the complete. Looked like Smith was coming in, almost had the interception. And here it goes with the 4th down and 8. And it's going to be Lippy coming back in to punt it.
Yeah, hoping for a better one. That last punt wasn't but 21 yards, went out of bounds before it hit midfield. So let's see if he can maybe flip it and get Columbus back on their side of the 50.
See Smith return it for Columbus. He's standing on the Jordan 45. There's a snap. He kicks it, just gets it away, and that one sails past the 50, called on about the 47. Here he comes on the outside. He's already to the 40, 35, 30, and slung out of bounds. And here comes all kind of flags for a horse collar. So you go ahead and tack on 15 more on that big return. And Columbus going to be into the red zone already here on first down at the start of this second quarter.
Yeah, it looks like Lippy got in there into the punter and made that tackle, but grabbed that horse collar and brought him down out of bounds. So now they're setting up Columbus for a short drive here to get the 5th touchdown of the game, it looks like.
Yeah, that's, kind of been the story. The field position for Columbus has been great. I think only one time they've started on their end of the field. And this one is going to put them way down in the probably the red zone. Let's see where they spot it. Here he goes, marching away. You see the officials walking it, the umpire and the side judge as they're going. Looks like the 12-yard line.
Yeah, 13, yeah. Yeah, and starting inside the red zone, I mean, that's
tough for a defense to start here at the 12-yard line. You ain't got but 12 yards between you and the goal line. Here comes Smith with Fox behind him. And he's going to throw it out to the outside. That's Malachi with a catch, and Malachi Moore slung down, but he's still going to get good yardage. Bring up a second down and goal, or a second down here for Columbus. And all they got to do is get inside the 5. It looks like they'll have a first down.
Yeah, those little quick screens, little quick out passes like that are just as good as a first down run when you're getting 4 or 5 yards of pop on them. So it's a good thing to start working on, especially in a game like this. We can kind of start fiddling and trying to figure out what works for your offense.
Andrew Smith gets it. He's going to hand it off coming around, and Jordan does a good job of clogging it up. It's going to bring up a third down and short.
Short gain on the play.
And here comes Columbus. One of the few third downs for this Red Jacket defense. They dig in there. Smith, Fox behind him. And it drops it, picks it back up. It's Granger digging around, and he's into the end zone. And it's another Blue Devil touchdown. And they got those cheerleaders running down the side with the CHS flag, and it's going to be 34-0. Still just under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, he did a good job of breaking that first tackle near the backfield and then putting that hand down, getting his balance back, cutting up, and finding that seam in the middle to be able to reach the end zone.
They had the third down, and they just went to them plays. And little wings are doing a good job for the Blue Devils. Another kick is good. You see Jared trying to get back there to it. Virgil, one of the best in the area, boots it through. He's 5 for 5. And Columbus beginning to run away with this one. We mentioned the homecoming game for Columbus. I got a big crowd here.
There's going to be those everybody kind of dressed up a little bit for the homecoming festivities.
Yeah, seeing the nice suits, moms and dads dressed up, getting ready to go out on the field for some memories they'll have forever.
You think about this rivalry. I got, we both have parents that were involved in it. A lot of these older people, I mean, it's a lot of older citizens in the community that still have that kind of, little bit of hatred kind of towards one another, using those words that we can't say on TV towards one another.
Yeah. The oldest schools around, as there's another kickoff going towards the end zone. And there'll be a touchback for Jordan coming back out to the 20-yard line.
Look and see if we can get some kind of answer out of Columbus, out of Jordan on offense right now. At least get one score in before the half. Have some kind of optimism, some kind of momentum going before they get into the locker room here.
That's what they're looking for. Meadows under center. Meadows gets a snap. And there it is, nothing doing. And a flag comes in for good measure. They're going to drive him back. I mentioned flag on the play. And let's see, it looks like maybe a face mask on Columbus. And if you're Jordan, you'll take a first down any way you can get it. And they'll get one right there with the face mask.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the second biggest play on offense so far for them.
And now Jordan running up to the line. Ball around the 35-yard line. Meadows. He's got two backs this time. And he's going to give it to Crocker. He's trying to break a tackle. He can't. He's going to gain 3 yards maybe, which is a good play on first down. Like we mentioned, we run this wing T, Mike. It's all about 3.3 each carry.
Oh, exactly. So that old school offense, that UT Kansas State offense, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
There's a nice handoff. Good move. And Jamar Crocker gets it down in there. It's going to be 3rd and short. That's what Jordan needs to keep doing. They want to keep this drive going. And it's kind of been the 3rd down in shorts that gave them some problems early in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of when they got the stall, like we said earlier, with the fumble snap, and then you had the one stop there by Zach Clay on the defensive line on that 4th and short as well. It seems like they've kind of stalled out on 3rd and short. See if they got a play lined up in the playbook for them.
And again on 3rd and short, it's going to be a loss, yards of loss. And it's going to be 4th down here around midfield. There's a flag, extracurricular going on. It's going to be on Jordan, so go ahead and back him up 15 more and add to the misery early on in this game.
Yeah, it looked like one of those offensive linemen kind of got a little bit upset about something on that one and made a mental error and cost themselves another 15 yards.
And you see Jordan going to call timeout. And with Jordan taking the timeout, let's take it with him on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
And welcome back to A.J. McClung Memorial right on the banks of the Chattahoochee over here by the Civic Center. If anybody knows what was going on at the Civic Center, leave us a comment. We was talking about it before the game. That parking lot was packed out. We were curious on what was going on.
Somebody rented out for a little Friday night soiree.
They rented it out. Had a big crowd coming, including some blood drive vans, which was kind of odd, but Lippy back to kick it off or to punt it. Good snap. It's a high kick. Let's see which way it bounces. It's going to give a Columbus bounce. Jordan needs to just grab it. They do. And he gets it to the 46-yard line. And that's where this high-powered Columbus offense. And, Mike, I get a feeling we're going to see this Columbus team a lot more on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, me too. They've been impressive. I mean, those first two big wins to start the season against the perennial playoff team in Miller County and then beating Randolph-Clay, who's no slouch. Of course, the home of Georgia Bulldog Thomas Davis coming out, starting off strong this one. I see him fighting for that second and third seed in this region this year.
Yeah, and you think you get that, that 2 seed really, get a home game, get some stuff going that way. That'd be fun. It'd be good for the Columbus area. And everybody knows, Carver. Everybody knows the, prowess of that. If there's a penalty after that, it's going to put the ball on the Columbus 44 is where they're going to start. But, yeah, the Carver obviously for, they got the attention in the area for good reason. They're best team in the state. And, now you see Columbus, something you hadn't talked about being a football powerhouse, becoming that here in this area. We see them start this drive. This little wing offense out of the shotgun. And there you go. Smith fumbles it. He falls on top of it. It's going to be a negative play. It's going to bring up a second down. The last time we saw Columbus get in this situation, they had a penalty. They pushed them back. They gave it to Mike Fox, and he just ran right up the middle. And it's kind of like they know they have Fox in their back pocket. They know they can, run it well with him. And they just hadn't been going to him as they know it's there, just hadn't had to use it.
Yeah, they've been able to get their other guys involved, kind of get some looks at them, get a little film on them, see what they can work with as far as, like, say, tomorrow or Sunday, watching film and seeing what they can do going into more region games and see if they can make this playoff push and get some more guys some time.
So here we go. There's Glover on the handoff. There's nothing but green grass in front of him. 50, 45 out the outside, 30, 20, and we have a yellow hanky on the 41, which is about a yard away from the line of scrimmage. So we're going to have to check this flag to see. If it stands, it's going to be a huge 67-yard touchdown. And we're going to check the flag. It's going to be a hold on the Blue Devils, and that's going to bring it back.
Yeah, this is one of those drive killers. I mean, I know they're up 35-0 right now, but they want to keep these guys' momentum going, keep that intensity up. Because right now, I mean, it's still about getting those plays in. If you go less than 100%, you're more likely to get injured. You're more likely to cause more issues and get into bad habits going into bigger games this season.
That's right. And here we go with the second down play. You get the big touchdown. Looked like it was going to be a 63-yard touchdown. Instead, you're going to have a penalty. He's going to make it second down and long for Columbus. And you saw the first play, you had the snap with a little fumble with the quarterback. Then you get the next play, you get a big play, but it comes back for holding. And that's a little bit of what you're talking about. You got the big lead, and you just lose focus a little bit, and look how much you've cost your team already.
Yeah, it's something you want to kind of keep the focus on. If you're the coach, you want to make sure that they stay intensity right here, because if you lose focus, anything can happen.
There's a man in motion. They're going to give it to Granger. Fake it. Smith right up the middle, and then another flag comes flying in. And let's check this flag. See if Jordan grabbed a face mask or if it's another hold on Columbus, which would be, back-to-back. And you're already in a bad spot field position-wise behind the chains. It's going to be a hold on Columbus, and now you're getting into some wild territory. Is this going to be third down, and you're going to go from the 31904 to the 31909 on this third down. It's going to be at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, second and 35 now for him. It's one of the things, if you're Georgia's defense, right now you need to step it up and stop them on 4. I mean, 35 yards is the way to go.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Granger. He's trying to get to the outside, and there goes Jordan. Wrap him up and bring him down. And it's going to be third down and ultra long. And now if you're Columbus, you're up 35, you know, things are looking good. But this is where you get to see what Smith has, pull out a long play you might need later on down the road, and just see how the players react to it right here.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 5 scores and it's late in the first half, but you might as well see what kind of plays you have in the playbook that can work in situations like this. That's where it kind of works out for you in your favor to jump out to such a quick lead. You can start kind of playing situational offense with your team.
And there we go. Fake it to Glover. Rolls out Smith. He's going to look deep. He throws it deep. He's got a man wide open. Granger catches at the 38. They're chasing him down from behind. He's going to go to the inside, trying to make him miss. And let's see, did the ball come out? It did. Jordan gets the turnover after the big third down play. As Gavin Wilton comes in, he does not give up on the play. And he comes in from that safety spot. And there's a big hit on that play. I didn't see the number. And it gets the ball loose. And Columbus gets the big play. Then it goes right back to Jordan, and they get their first big play on defense.
Yeah, it was a great job by Wilton not giving up on the play. He got beat deep, and he was able to get down there for the tackle. Not sure if he kind of went for the ball at the same time and stripped it out, but great job there by the defense on Jordan, not giving up and getting the ball back here late in the first half.
I believe it was Braden Dupont on the hit for Jordan. Here come Meadows under center, trying to use that momentum from defense to offense. They run it, and nothing doing for Crocker. And it's going to keep rolling. So we're at the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime show with Richard Holdridge, presented by the Beck Center. He'll be live at the Beck Center waiting on us to get to him. Give you scores from around the area.
That's everything for the second quarter.
Meadows back under center. Hands it off to Crummy. And ball's on the ground. I see some blue shirts saying they got it. And now I see a striped shirt saying Columbus does have it. And Jerson gives it right back to him, Mike. And that's just something you can't do, especially now. Columbus takes over at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, it was kind of, especially after that big play, being able to cause that turnover after that long pass, getting the ball back and stopping this scoring onslaught, but just give it right back to him 2 plays later.
Here comes Columbus up to the line. Smith still in at quarterback. Fox behind him. There goes Granger in motion. They're going to give it to Fox. He hits a man, spins around. He's got it into about the 5-yard line. And it's going to be second down and short from there for the Blue Devils. And
yeah, Fox just using his power on that one, just kind of mowing down that guy, make sure he fell forward to get closer to the goal line.
Columbus comes in with the play. Here comes Smith. Fox right behind him, just a yard behind him. You got the 2 wings. That's Glover in motion. They're going to hand it to Glover. Ball's on the ground. It's rolling around. Jordan picks it up and running. He's tackled from behind. That's Lippy, the punter that was out there. He's playing linebacker. He recovers that, and they're going to have it at the 40-yard line. And Jordan and a fumble fest here with Columbus. We've seen 4 plays, 3 fumbles.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he just tried that little counter, and the quarterback tried to hand it from behind for some reason on that little miscommunication between him and the running back. The running back lost the ball, and then they came down to a little scoop and run with it for Jordan.
It's going to be a first down. There's Meadows, gets the snap, gets a handoff right up the middle. He's trying to bounce around. He's still driving it. Jameer Crummy with a physical run right here. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. The first half that's been all Blue Devils. Then here towards the end of the second quarter, the Jordan defense playing well, forcing some turnovers. So they get the ball close right here at midfield. Meadows under center. Gets a snap, hands it off to Crummy again. He breaks a couple tackles and spins around for the first down. Jordan offensive line starting to feel good about it. We see some good blocks coming from, look like Kentrell Mills.
Yeah, it's like you like to see that even with this type of game going on. That still got that fight in them, still got that intensity. They're still trying hard. They haven't give up or let down yet.
There's a snap run by Meadows. He's trying to get to the outside. Nothing doing. Can't run backwards, young man, and he goes out of bounds and loses about, 4 yards, Mike, on that play. You saw, I mean, at least drive your shoulder forward and get, lose 1 yard, 2 yards. You don't want to just run back just to jump out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, even so, like back in the day whenever I was on the field coaching, I mean, it was one of those things where as a when you talk to a running back, running east and west doesn't get you upfield and getting the yards. You're not that much faster than everybody on the field. Just cut up.
So here we go, Meadows under center. He's going to hand this one, trying to find a seam or crease or something's Jamar Crocker, and nothing doing. Going to bring up third down and about 10. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. That's right where he'll be, 3rd and 10 for Jordan. About a minute to go here in this second quarter. There's a fake the handoff rolling out. Meadows looking for Wilton. He's just going to throw it down a prayer, and it's intercepted. Let's just keep trading turnovers, as that one's going to be Joel intercepts that one for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, great way to get down on the ground and kind of scoop that one before you hit the ground and get the ball back, just before the half. Let's see if Columbus actually tries to get another one in the end zone or just want to settle to run it into the locker room after this.
Well, it's something to work on. I think if you're Columbus, you could work on your 2-minute offense, your 1-minute offense right here. Or you got a good kicker. You're going to need that in the playoffs. How about hit a big play and do a kick real quick and just see what this offense can do. Tell your offense, we need 2 plays to get us in field goal range or something right here. So it's something to work on right here for Smith. He's going to hand it off to Granger. He goes right up the middle, and he cuts to that outside. He's looking around. He's going to get the first down, and the tackle made by Julian Johnson, senior linebacker coming in for Jordan.
Yeah, this is the point here where you're like, all right, let's get in a hurry up. Try and at least get down to about the 25, give your kicker a shot.
Columbus letting it run down, it looks like. They're just going to be happy with what they got. There's 7 seconds on the clock. Let's see if there's a snap. He's going to take a knee. And we'll go to halftime with all Columbus on homecoming. It's 35-0 here at the half. And Mike, we'd mentioned this offense before and during the game. It's been as advertised, but they're late in the second quarter. It kind of just, maybe they lost focus, but the holding penalties and the turnovers.
Yeah, they just kind of look like they let it down a little bit there. They got a little bit too happy with their result already, and this early in the game, you can't. I mean, it's one of those things where it's all 4 quarters. You got to keep fighting throughout all 48 minutes.
That's it, and we're 24 minutes in with 24 to go. As we go to halftime, it's Rick Beach and Mike Frost on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Richard Holdridge, we're coming your way.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Sumter County leading Kendrick 28-0. And then some of the other scores that are coming in, we want to thank everybody that's given us the score updates. Just keep them coming. We have an unofficial score as down in Damascus, Southwest Georgia Academy leading Brookstone 8-0. We'll try to get a score update on that game. And then we also have Calvary Christian up in Woodbury taking on the Flint River Academy Wildcats. We'll try to get a score update in that. My producer Thrift is saying we got a score update. What you got?
Got an update. We actually got someone else joining us. We're going to have Columbus and Jordan joining us right now.
All right. We want to thank the audience that we have seen Columbus and Jordan at the half. The Columbus Blue Devils lead the Jordan Red Jackets 35-0. And it has just been all domination by Coach Peters' team that they are 2-0 on the season, trying to go to 3-0, taking on their rival. And isn't it fitting that they're at Memorial Stadium, the oldest rivalry in Columbus? These two schools have been around since the early 1900s. Columbus has been around since 1890. Jordan's been around since like 1904. And I don't know how many times these two teams have played, but it's always special when these two teams play. And it's also Columbus's homecoming, by the way. Memorial Stadium, couldn't think of a better venue for the oldest rivalry in Columbus. And they are at the half. Down at Otis Spencer Stadium, yeah, we got 3 high school football games in Columbus for the public schools going on right now. And it is Sumter County leading the Kendrick Cherokees 28-0 down at Otis Spencer Stadium. Sumter County 3-0 on the season. They're one of the top-ranked teams in 2A. Kendrick is 2-1. They did lose to Crawford County last week as they are facing their first region opponent. Also, some other games from around the area down in Damascus. Brookstone, who's 3-0 on the season, taking on Southwest Georgia Academy. They are currently trailing right now by a score of 8-0, as we'll try to get some updates on this game, more updates for you. And then we also have the Calvary Christian Knights. It is currently scoreless, and we'll try to get a score update on this game as they are taking on the GIAA Division I Flint River Academy Wildcats. Calvary Christian 3-0 on the season after getting a convincing win over Tatnall 35-0 last week. Let's take a look at some Thursday action as Shaw picks up their first win of the season by defeating the Hardaway Hawks, their crosstown rival, 32-14. And then the game you saw on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, the Spencer Green Wave gets their first victory of the season. They were down 7-0 in this game to Manchester, and they scored 29 unanswered points to get the 29-7 win over Manchester. So congratulations to Coach Joe Kegler and the Spencer Green Wave. They will take on Jordan next week. We're at the half where the Carver Tigers are leading the Northside Patriots up at Kinnett Stadium 7-6. The story of this game has been ball control. Northside had the football to start. They drove the length of the field. It took 10 minutes, and they got stuffed, and then Carver scored a touchdown. Northside has been battling with Carver. Carver's going to get the football to start the second half, but Northside hanging with the undefeated Carver Tigers. We want to thank you, everybody watching us, and enjoy the second half, and we will go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we got more scores here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Halftime Update Show presented by the Beck Center. We'll be right back after this.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime update show presented by the Beck Center. And I'm your host, Richard Holdridge. We want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to be here in this center, the Center for Academic and Athletic Excellence. I mean, they got conference rooms, coaches' rooms. They got an indoor practice facility. And we're in the conference room right here. They've got film rooms. And they even have an outdoor area, the outside area for signing days and physicals and media days. So thank you to Roger Beck. We are currently at the half where the Carver Tigers lead the Northside Patriots 7-6. It has been a game of ball control. Northside had the football first. They drove the length of the field, took 10 minutes off the clock, but could not punch it in. So it's really been a back and forth game. Northside is holding their own. Remember, Carver gets the football. Northside's trying to snap a two-game losing streak. Carver trying to go to 4-0. At Memorial Stadium, the oldest rivalry in Columbus, the Columbus Blue Devils leading the Jordan Red Jackets 35-0 as Columbus trying to go to 3-0 on the season. Jordan trying to pick up their first victory since 2020. Down at Otis Spencer Stadium, Sumter County leads the Kendrick Cherokees 28-0. And then let's take a look at some of the games that happened yesterday as the Shaw Raiders pick up their first victory of the season. They beat their crosstown rivals 34-14 at Kinnett Stadium. The game that you saw on Georgia Alabama Sports Live last night, Spencer gets their first victory of the season, beating Manchester 29-7, scoring 29 unanswered points en route to the victory. Let's bounce around the area. We got some teams that are on the road. The Brookstone Cougars, who are 4-0 on the season. Coach Ian Headley's bunch traveled down to Damascus, and they are currently leading Southwest Georgia Academy 14-8. Up in Childersburg, just about 2 hours away from the swamp, the Glenwood Gators facing Childersburg, and they currently lead 6-0. Just underway, Russell County and Percy Julian. This game is on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll try to get a score update on this one as we will be joining you at the half for that game. And then checking out Smith Station at the Cramden Bowl. They are taking on Carver Montgomery, and that game is currently scoreless. We also have another game that's currently scoreless up in Woodbury, Georgia. The Calvary Christian Knights 3-0 on the season. Coach Brunson's bunch up in Woodbury, taking on the Flint River Academy Wildcats that are also 3-0. They are in the GIAA Class 1A, and Calvary trying to get a win as you know they have lost to Flint River their last two meetings in the last 2 years. So thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime update show. We're going to go ahead and send it back to you. Enjoy the second half. Thank you for watching.
I'm all on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app,
two meetings in the last 2 years. So thank you for watching. Yeah. All right, I'm ready. And good evening. Welcome back to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime update show presented by the Beck Center. We want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to be in this facility, the Center for Academic and Athletic Excellence. We've got coaches' rooms, conference rooms, practice facilities, film rooms, and an area for media days and signing days and taking physicals. This is just a great, outstanding facility, and we want to thank Roger Beck once again. All right, we are at the half where the Northside Patriots and the Carver Tigers up at Kinnett Stadium. This is a home game for Northside, and they are holding their own against the undefeated Carver Tigers, one of the top teams in the state. Carver leads at the half 7-6. The story of this game has been ball control. Northside had the football first, a lot of runs from Jay Jackson, and Carver was able to get a stop, but Northside took 10 minutes off the clock and they have just been trading blows back and forth. Carver's going to get the football to start the second half. Carver trying to go to 4-0, and Northside trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Over at Memorial Stadium, the oldest rivalry in Columbus. The Columbus Blue Devils trying to go to 3-0. They lead the Jordan Red Jackets 35-0. And Jordan trying to get their first victory for the first time since 2020. Down at Otis Spencer Stadium, the Sumter County Panthers coming in undefeated, one of the top teams in the region, taking on the Kendrick Cherokees. After losing last week, Kendrick's trying to get back into the win column, and they are losing right now 28-0 at Otis Spencer Stadium. Looking at some of the scores from outside of the area, Brookstone traveling on the road down in Damascus as Coach Ian Headley's bunch is 4-0, one of the top teams in the GIAA, taking on one of the top teams in 2A as they are leading Southwest Georgia Academy 14-8. It is early, but Glenwood is leading Childersburg 6-0. So those are your halftime scores. We will be joining you for the other later games. Thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime update show, and we will send it back to you guys. Enjoy the second half, everybody.
Fans, update from Cadet Stadium. Carver 7, Northside 6 in the third quarter.
And welcome back to A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. Rick Beach, Mike Frost getting ready for the second half of the oldest rivalry in Columbus. And this has been skewed one way, Mike, here in the game as Columbus and Jordan going on.
Yeah, Jordan's been able to hold on as far as winning the time of possession battle with over 13 and a half minutes. They've held on to the ball 29 plays, but they've only had 99 yards plus a couple turnovers. Columbus with 275 yards on offense so far, so a lot more explosiveness on the Blue Devil side of the ball on their homecoming night.
As you see, and Lippy getting ready to kick it off as we're still a little bit away from kickoff here in the second half. The new lights here at Memorial looking great as Nightfall Friday Night Lights officially hitting it here as the first half flew by here for both teams. As you mentioned, Jordan did a really good job late in that first half, late in the second quarter, of really holding down Columbus and keeping them where they were, even with the bad field position and everything else. This Jordan defense half late in the second quarter of really holding down Columbus and keeping them where they were. Everything else, this Jordan defense kind of found another gear. We're still waiting on we can kick it off and get the second half rocking and rolling.
Yeah, they were able to keep them out of the end zone those last two, causing fumbles on Columbus's last two real possessions. That very last one was just downing and getting back into the locker room for halftime, so I won't really count that one.
40-yard line, maybe to 39. Either way, about 60 yards for pay dirt is the Blue Devils. As they look to kind of get their focus back, Mike, we saw them, explode the first 5 possessions of the game, and then it just kind of lulled themselves down, and they look to try to get that momentum going again.
Yeah, that's the hard part when you're coaching teenagers and everything. I mean, you get down there, they get a big lead, they start to get a little complacent, kind of let off the gas a little bit, and that's when mistakes start being made, and you got to be really keep them in focus on this, especially this second half right here.
Glover gets it. Glover to the outside, makes a couple men miss, and he's finally slung down by Jameer Crummy coming in, making the tackle. You saw Glover hit that wing position, making some big plays out of that running back. Yeah, you talk about trying to keep that momentum going. What you don't want to do is get that complacency set in, and then it's harder to flip that switch for next week. And that's what Columbus has to try to avoid doing. Is here they go on this second down and about 4. Here's Smith, Glover coming again, and they're going to give it to Granger, cutting across the field. Lippy holding on, and he brings him down. Let's see if that got the first down. It's going to be close.
Number 2, Garinger on the carry.
I said Granger. It's Garinger. Garinger. It's going to be a first down. We apologize to Mr. Garinger. So coming in again. Here comes Smith. Glover coming in motion. Going to give it to Fox right up the middle. He's dragging some people with him. And he's going to get a good first down run to about the 45-yard line. We have second down and 5.
Yeah, with all those, they're kind of like with the motion and everything, with the wing backs cutting across, looks like they're going out wide, and then there's kind of like a draw up the middle with that fullback, little delay handoff, giving them that little extra bit of push on the offensive line.
Here we go. We mentioned Columbus just trying to get themselves back in focus. Here comes another fake to Fox, hand it to Glover. He's at the 40, 35, 30, still breaking tackles, slung down at the 25. That's about a 20-yard gain for Glover to come in motion. And a good run right there by Rayshon.
Yeah, that offensive line getting a good push up front, moving those Jordan defensive line back, putting them on skates, kind of trying to get off their heels there. And the running backs aren't getting touched till they hit that second level.
And after this play, let's see as Smith lines up, because we don't know how long the starters are going to stay out there for the Blue Devils. There's another fake to Fox, hand to the Malachi Moore. He runs into his own man. It's still going. And he's going to get taken down about the 16-yard line, just short. Mike, I kind of wanted you to touch on this offensive line from Columbus and the job they've done and the individuals doing it.
I mean, they've done a really great job for staying low, being disciplined up front. You haven't gotten too many holding calls tonight. You've got Addix Price out there, Z Fegans, Caden Alexander, Allen Howard, and then the big guy, Zach Clay, out there, who's moving on both sides of the ball. Great job so far by the Columbus Blue Devils up front as far as using that power and using their leverage and moving these Jordan Red Jackets basically wherever they want to.
That's what they've been doing. Here comes the fake, double fake to Garinger and to Fox. He's going to take it himself. He's to the 10, looking for a hole, makes his own, and he's going to get it into the end zone as Andrew Smith. And that's going to make it 41-0 Columbus as they got the ball. And I think they kind of, Coach Peters might have touched on him and said, hey, y'all kind of lost your focus late in that second quarter, and he seemed to get them back in focus that drive.
Yeah, he made the adjustments, talked to the kids, get their heads back in the game here after those last 3 possessions in the first half came to 0 points after starting off with 5 touchdown drives. Great job there to keep them back in line. The offensive line did a great job of pushing, moving that line of scrimmage forward every snap.
So here comes Virgil. Isaiah Virgil coming in 5 for 5 on extra points, and that one gets blown dead offsides on Jordan. And let's see what Virgil has here. This is Isaiah Virgil and Columbus keeping it going up 42-0 on Jordan. And we mentioned next week for Columbus. And if you're Jordan, you want to have some kind of momentum you can carry into that game next week.
Yeah, you got to be able to at least fight here in this second half, get some points on the board here, make a game out of it. The kids haven't given up. I can give them that much right now. You still see a lot of fight on that Red Jacket sideline on the field here, and let's see if that can manifest some points here, manifest some big plays on their offensive side, maybe get a couple more stops like they did late in the first half against Columbus.
Mentioned next week, Jordan will be at Connect Stadium playing Spencer. Yeah, as we're waiting on this kickoff from Virgil.
Spencer with a big win last night to get their first one of the season, taking down Manchester.
Spencer looking good this year with Starr at linebacker and Fudge at quarterback. I know they had a big off-season, the off-season and preseason talk was about them too, and they've been living up to the hype at Spencer.
Oh yeah, I was out there last night and you saw Starr on basically all 3 phases of the game. He scored a touchdown, made a lot of big stops on defense, and even caused a fumble on special teams. So he's one of those kids that's really Spencer's gonna go as far as CJ Starr takes him.
And this one's gonna be a return. Heads up on this. He's at the 15-20, breaks a couple tackles, and slung down about the 26, 27-yard line. That's Antonio Oliver. Great return. And that's what you're talking about early in this game was, why it's so important to kick it into the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to still fighting right there. He got a good return out of it. He got about 27 yards as he picked it up just short of the goal line. You go against these, the higher-ranked teams and stuff, once you get in the playoff and higher in the region, like teams like Carver and Sumter County, they can bust one on you if you're not able to get into the end zone.
And here comes Jordan up to the line. Meadows looks over at his coach. He gets ready to rock and roll. There's a snap. Hands it off. It's Crocker, nothing doing. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. We said Jordan will be at Connect playing Spencer. Columbus High School will go see just how much they've improved as they'll head down to Otis Spencer and face the defending state champ, Carver Tigers. And what'll probably be a battle 1 and 2 in the region.
It's going to be a big test for the Blue Devils there. See how much improvement they've made since last offseason. See what kind of team they're looking at as far as playoff push and region standings go.
Absolutely. As there we go with a play, trying to find a crease. Nothing doing. This Blue Devil defense swarms through the ball and bring him down. Multiple Blue Devils in there. It looked like the end spot, Andrew Furtick coming in with the first one to him. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 for their Red Jackets.
Yeah, you seen big Zach Clay make it across the field there to clean up that tackle. Big boy can move up front. He don't just stand there in one spot and just shade the offensive line. He's moving all over the field, sideline to sideline.
Play clock already down to 9, and Jordan ain't even out of the huddle. And Coach McDaniel going to take a timeout, and we're going to take it with him on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. GMC trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over.
They're going to say that run was good enough for a first down. And Jordan here at first. They're going to give it to Crummy again. And it's going absolutely nowhere as big number 74, Lazarus Figgins, coming in there and getting the tackle. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. And, you know, that goes back to what we were talking about a little earlier, Mike, was the heart and the effort. This Jordan team is still playing hard. You know, that says a lot about the coaching staff over on that Red Jacket sideline.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you got a team with a roster of about 26, 27 kids, so most everybody's playing both ways right now. So it's a lot of effort on that Jordan sideline, despite the score. These kids they don't have their heads hanging down, just kind of letting Columbus do what they want.
And that was a run. Jamar Crocker got about 5 yards, bring up a 3rd down.
Zach Clay in on another tackle for the Devils.
Yeah, he
hit 3 yards out of that whenever he was.
Meadows.
I got stuffed on that one, but Jordan right now, I mean, this is the 10th play of the drive coming up here. By far the longest possession of the game so far.
2nd and 11 for Jordan. Meadows gives it to Crocker. He's trying to get to the outside, and he's slung down. Nice tackle right there by Noah Oliver from the Blue Devils. And don't forget, after tonight's events, by 11 o'clock on GIAA.tv, Thrift Behringer and Richard Holdridge, the GIAA High School Football Scoreboard Show, live every Friday night. They bring you all the action and highlights from GIAA level. And here we go on 3rd down and medium. Meadows under center. Get it to Crummy again. He's driving them legs. He's going to be close to that 1st down. Let's see where they mark it. They may be moving them chains again. Looks like they are. And it's another 1st down for this Jordan offense.
Yeah, great job there by Crummy to keep those legs turning and moving upfield. He hadn't fell backwards yet this drive. Everything's going forward for him. Getting that extra yard or two. Coming up on the 12th play of the drive now.
Still in the huddle.
They're going to have to hurry as they're under 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, down to 2-1. Nice. Crummy gets the carry up the middle. There he goes. 5. He's going to get, let's see if they give it to him. It is. Touchdown, Red Jackets. Jameer Crummy with the carry. And, Mike, how about that drive right there for Jordan?
Oh, yeah, great job. That offensive line getting pushed. He had some lanes up the middle there. Crummy able to make it the Crummy show here on this first drive for the Red Jackets in the 3rd quarter. A little over 7 minutes on that drive, 12 plays. I mean, that was a good 73-yard drive to open up the second half for the Jordan Red Jackets.
And that was, the kind of drive when you run this offense, that's what you're looking for in Jordan. You can see the adjustments at halftime and what, just be who you are. Don't worry about the score. Right now, you're not really playing the scoreboard. Just keep trying to find yourself. And that's what they need as they get ready to get into the season. We're still early on here in the 2025 season.
Yeah, a little optimism there whenever you see what you can do on offense when you avoid the mistakes and avoid the mental errors, being able to take it downfield against a good Columbus defense.
There's a flag on the play. And he's talking to the Jordan. He's going to back him up. 42-6. But we mentioned, just try to play And now when you watch film, you can see what happens when you do things the right way, what happens when you get it going and what they can be. So it's exciting for Jordan.
I mean, when you can take 7 minutes off the clock, keep the other team off the field, that kind of helps you out. I mean, it might be a little bit too late to do anything about it, but it gives you something to look forward to in games in the future.
As early as next week, we mentioned Fudge in that offense from Spencer. If they want to try to keep him on the sideline, there's a snap hold, and Lippy's kick is going to be wide and no good. And that's 42-6 here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in the oldest rivalry in the city.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And here comes Fox down to the 40 and tackled down to the ground. He's going to have first down Blue Devils at the 42-yard line. And here comes his Jordan defense back on the field. You know, for Columbus, that was the first time they've had to be on the sidelines for a long time. You mentioned 7 minutes.
Yeah, that offense was able to get a breather. That's a plus side for the Columbus, but at the same time, you didn't want to give up a score. I'm sure that defense really wanted to keep that goose egg for pride. That's a plus side for the Columbus, but at the same time, you didn't want to give up a score. I'm sure that defense really wanted to keep that goose egg for pride. But 7 minutes taken off the clock on the Jordan end, and good job of them not making any mistakes on that drive. And it really showed what they could do if they keep their intensity up and focus.
As we see, that's what Columbus looks to do. We see some different numbers out there a little bit. And it's going to be different quarterback in there. Robert Peters in the game. He hands it off, and a big, powerful run right off the rip. Because that's going to be Ryan Miller, new running back for Columbus, and he's making the most of it. He gets a big gain on first down.
Yeah, it was a big 12-yard run there to start that off with the backup running back. Looks like the offensive line is still out there, the starters, but
you got a little different cast of characters on the skill positions, including quarterback Robert Peters in the game. Also see Baylor McCarley into the game. Moore going to go from being an outside receiver to playing kind of that wing position here. Peters can't get the snap off. They're going to have to call a timeout. We'll stay with you here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, because right now you got Columbus. I mean, this is a good time for them to kind of get those kids some more work on the varsity level, get them a little playing time, get those underclassmen out there, get some work in. Never know if they're going to sub in for an injury or anything like that later in the season, which they hope not. But
yeah,
it gives them a little bit of film work to look forward to as far as leading into next season and kind of seeing what you got for the future.
Yeah, that would just give them the confidence too. If they do have their number called, they can go out there. They know they've done it. They've seen themselves do it on the film you mentioned. So you want to keep that going. And
I mean, plus it's probably like their first time as skill players being in the game, being in a varsity game this season. Is that even though they've had 2 good wins to start the season, nothing really as far as being able to throw in the second string in the second half. And
it's Miller again breaking some tackles and pulling the pile. It's going to be second down and about 3 or 4. It's Columbus moving the ball down here with the backup players getting that playing time that's so important for them to get. You know, they get it in the JV games. Now getting it on a Friday night is a little bit different than a Thursday afternoon or a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Peters jumps up, gets the snap, gives it to Moore, and the ball pops out, rolling on the ground, and Jordan picks it up. And
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And here we go, Jordan. Ball at the 15-yard down. He's going to put Crocker and Crummy behind him as Meadows. And now they're going to talk it over. Fourth quarter will be a running clock, Mike. So any points you want to get in, you got to stab in quick.
Oh, yeah, those the 7 minute
down. He's going to put
back in the backfield for a loss.
Here we go. Meadows back under center. He's going to hand it off to Crocker. And he gets that yard back as it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, let's see if Jordan kind of come up with something here. You know it's still 4-down territory. You want to get 5 or 6 on this play to set up a decent chance of getting the first down on 4th. Make it 1st and goal, hopefully, and try to get in this end zone again.
This Meadows back under center. He's going to – that wing offense, you'll lose the ball, and I did. Because it looked like that was Antonio Oliver getting the carry. He gets it down close to that first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th down. And about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, when you execute that misdirection, it can work out a lot in your favor if the other team isn't disciplined enough to read their keys.
Snap. Hand off to Crummy. He's driving them legs, trying to drive it. He can't get to the first down marker. He's going to be about a yard short. He got it to about the 7. He needed to get to the 6. And that's where Columbus will take over. And they're changing out. It looks like some of the offensive linemen have started to change out, Mike, for Columbus. Try to get the young guys some reps and get some work in.
Yeah, trying to get some looks for them, get a little bit of these varsity reps because instead of playing for just your parents, now you got students and other fans and alumni in the stands. So
Yeah.
Kind of ups the ante a little bit on a young mind.
Peters still in at quarterback. There's going to be a handoff to Miller. He finds a hole. And a nice play right there. Was that Julian Johnson? It was coming in. Senior safety come in, make a good tackle, but it's Miller. Ryan Miller on the run for Columbus.
Yeah, Miller coming in. Looks like he's got those fresh legs because he's firing off when he gets the ball. It's like those old school fullbacks, just full speed as soon as they gets the ball, just north and south, no cuts, anything.
He's back behind Peters again, and this time Malachi Moore gets it, and he's tackled after a short gain.
Number 15, Robert Peters on the carry. Correction, 16. Malachi Moore.
Let's see if this Jordan defense can try to cause. See if this Jordan last possession. Field.
All on the 24. Peters talking to his running back Miller. Motion man is Ryan Edwards, and Edwards gets the ball. He tries to break a tackle, and he's taken down. It's going to be first down Blue Devils as Ryan Edwards gets the carry and picks up the first down. Nice run right there by the young man wearing number 21. And going to bring up second down.
That clock winding down. We're getting close to 7 minutes to go of this game. Jordan's going to need a stop here if they want to get this ball back and potentially get another score in before it's over with. Get a little momentum heading in.
And stay tuned as the clock is still running. The running clock is going to be pretty quick. The All-State Good Hands player of the game, Alex Quinney. We got to crunch some numbers in a hurry to try to figure this one out. As here comes Peters. Breaks a tackle, shifts around. Jordan wraps him up, slings him down. Gonna bring up Edwards to get the ball. Jordan meets him in the backfield, and down he goes. Bring up second down. And here comes a nice little play right here. Peters going to run it. Yeah, I know the head coach going to like that as he gets some yardage on that. And that's going to be third down coming for the Blue Devils. Here goes Peters. More in motion. And a little snap was high, bounced off his hands into the running back's hands, and then bounced across that first down marker. And they're going to be down about the 23. Chains are moving. We're approaching the 3-minute mark here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, good play again. Miller there is making his drive right now. He saved what could have been a turnover with that high snap, just snatched the ball out of the air and took off upfield with it.
Big run up the middle. It's about 7 yards. That was Edwards again. He's had a good little drive right here. Has been that Ryan Edwards. Peters gets a snap, gives it to Ryan Miller. He gets hit and flags out on the play. They march backwards with a penalty. So we're wrapping this game up. There's a timeout on the field.
It looks like Jordan kind of wants to get kind of a reset on defense and stop this drive. 2 minutes left to go. They at least want to get one more possession in before the game's over with.
Yeah, and they're going to call timeout. We'll take it with them on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
And welcome back, and right there on your screen here, see Andrew Smith. He's your Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. Early on, he had a passing touchdown, then ran one in. And Mike Hughes kind of stole the show early on.
Yeah, we talked about him before the game about his ability on the field as far as running the ball on the ground, plus his aerial game. I mean, he had some good pass plays, even one deep one that ended up with a fumble on the receiving end, but great game right there. And I mean, you can't deny that he's the key to this offense as far as Columbus goes, and the key to how far they go in the playoffs this year.
Absolutely, and there's a tackle for a loss as Peters was running around trying to get to the edge, and Jordan did a good job on containment and kept him in there. Another player running in for Columbus.
We're at our 13th play of the drive right here for Columbus.
There's a handoff to Miller, breaking tackles, dragging bodies with him, and he's going to get it down about 3 yards short as we're in that 1.5, 90 seconds to go. We start looking at the clock, just seeing what they can do.
These young kids want to try to score before the game's over. They're rushing back up to the line.
Yeah, they still 25 seconds on the play clock. They're snapping it. Give it to Miller. He breaks a couple tackles. He breaks some more, and Ryan Miller into the end zone. He had him a heck of a drive, and nobody better to cap it off than Ryan Miller. And Columbus adds on and makes it a 48-6 lead.
Yeah, he did a good job there or whatever. It was a strong showing by Miller there coming in off the bench here late in the second half. Pretty much took it downfield all by himself the whole way, except maybe 2 or 3 runs, but really showing out the young guy there, showing Columbus what they might have for the future in the backfield.
And here comes Isaiah Virgil. He's 7 for 7 on extra points. And it's now a 49-6 lead for Columbus, and that high-powered offense living up to the hype of this game. Don't forget, after all this action tonight, GIAA's high school Friday night scoreboard show, Thrift Behringer and Richard Holdridge bringing you all the action throughout the state in the GIAA level, as Columbus area has some of the better athletics and better football teams around. So it's nice to see them highlight those schools in this area, but they'll talk about everybody throughout the state. GIAA.TV. Thrift and Richard, I remember them doing that show. Man, they were doing that show when it was just a TV, like a little TV screen behind them. Now they got a big fancy setup going, and it's fun to see how much that show's grown. Richard does a great job knowing all the teams and players throughout the whole GIAA.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, especially when you add in the fact you got teams that just play 8-man football. You got to add that in as well.
Yeah, they got it. They got a whole lot going on. Richard does a great job of that. A.J. McClung Stadium, you see the scoreboard. That I always called it the fancy side of the stadium. That was built in 1932. It used to have a list of all the Columbus residents that died in World War I was listed on it. Now it's on a historical marker right outside the stadium. They put the names back up. So there's a lot of history here. And there's a kickoff. Going to be returned. He's going to catch it at about the 1. Here he comes 15 looking for a seam. He gets a crease, makes a cut. He's going to get taken down about the 31. Trying to see if that was Oliver or Crummy. Couldn't tell. Might have been Oliver. That was a good little run on the return.
It looks like they might have time for maybe one play, squeeze one in before the end of this game here, see what they kind of dial up, see if they try to take a deep shot.
And they may get off. They may not be able to.
Yeah.
They're still talking in the huddle. They may just be wanting to take this one back to Howard Avenue.
Yeah, it looks like it.
As Jordan fought hard. They came out late in that second quarter. We talked about that, and kind of played, better defense. Then into the second half, you had a great drive, that big 7-minute drive you spoke of, and a lot of turnovers for Columbus. And if you look moving forward, we talk about this Columbus team, next week could be the region championship when you're looking at Carver and them playing early, and it's hard to call it a region championship early on, and it could be. And I think it's kind of the measuring stick game, as they're going to say 7 seconds on the clock. You're kind of the measuring stick game for Columbus to see where you're at. And if you don't get the win, you kind of just see how you stand up against Carver and how you can stand up in potential playoff games.
Yeah, you're going in there and you're going to look and see about how you look against the defending state title team, who's still been pretty dominant so far this year as well. A lot of depth on that side as far as Carver goes. So when Columbus goes in, you want to kind of see what you're going to do, how you can look throughout the rest of the season. Because basically I see some tough games coming up for them in the region-wise, but I can see them winning most all of them if they can get past Carver.
And there's the last play of the game, is a handoff. And young man driving for yardage. A little like that was Jabril Jakes, the freshman running back. And that's your ball game, as the oldest rivalry in Columbus ends the way it has here recently, a little too often for the Red Jackets, as Columbus wins this one in big fashion, 49-6. And we mentioned how well this Columbus team looked early, come out, and first 5 drives had 5 touchdowns, and you just can't ask for a better start than that.
Oh, exactly. And if you're Coach Peters right now, you got a lot to look forward to, but you also in that film room, if you're wanting to build a program, you got some things that you can look at and kind of point out and make sure that these kids improve upon, especially on far as losing focus, some of the turnovers, some of the penalties. Make sure that you tighten those up going into a lot of these bigger region games.
Absolutely. For next week, it's Jordan will take on Spencer. We mentioned already Columbus Carver setting up. Hard to imagine that game not being on Georgia Alabama Sports Live with Columbus and Carver going down next week. Also next week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Harris County will be the region matchup for Harris County against Jonesboro. But for Brandon Schwobel, Jacob Harbuck, Marcus Faxton, and Mike Frost, I'm Rick Beach. And Drew Plata on the field. It's hard to go on without him. All his awesome shots. Appreciate him. And we'll see you next week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.